Using algebraic
Okay.
algebraic tile.
Yes. So in this week, you can check your SMS. You will find week 7, which start today 3/1 till 6 January, because inshallah, Thursday it will be off. So today we are going to study lesson 3/6, which is using algebraic tiles to write equation. Okay. What the meaning of algebraic tiles, grade 8, grade 7? What the meaning of algebraic tiles? Is there anyone can tell me what the meaning of algebraic tiles? Hmm. What the meaning of algebraic tiles? Hmm. No one know what the meaning of algebraic tiles? Then we said that we are going to use algebraic tiles today to write the equation. So definition of algebraic tiles at the beginning. We have to know that algebraic tiles, we will use symbols to express all the equation. Then, for example, when I'm going to put for you a large rectangle like this, so this means the variable, which is x. But if I'm going to put a small square like this, so this means that you have only one. And all red tiles, it will be the variable and the constant. Okay, so this is at the beginning. We have to determine your key. So the key for algebraic tiles, which we are going to use it together today, that once you have a large rectangle, so this means positive x. When you have a small rectangle, so this means positive 1. So if I want to write x plus 1, how we can write it by using algebraic tiles? So I'm going to put a green rectangle and then one yellow square. All red tiles, which we are going to use it in our session today, it will be the negative values, which is long rectangle with red color, it will be negative x, and a small square with red color, it will be negative 1. Okay, you have to memorize the key because we are going to move to write an equation by algebraic tiles. Anyone have a question before we will move to the next part? Anyone have a question before we will move to the next part, my dear student?
No.
Okay. Then we have also a zero pair. What the meaning of zero pair? When you add positive 1 plus negative 1 to the answer, it will be equal how many? The answer, it will be equal how many? Like 1 plus 1 minus 1. The answer, it will be how many? The answer is
Zero.
equal
0.
0, right? Then in front of you now, you have the key for any equation. We are going to represent it by algebraic tiles. So we have positive variable and positive value for the constant. We have negative variable and we have negative value for the constant, and we have zero pairs because later on we are going to use algebraic tiles to write the equation first and then to solve the equation also. Let's move to the next part. So we said that the zero pair, it will give us equal 0. But 1 minus 1 equals 0. So I have now in front of you negative 2 plus x equal 5. If there anyone can tell me first how we can translate this one to be in or with algebraic tiles? If there anyone can tell me how we will translate this equation to use it to write the equation? Yes, Tala, go on, honey. Tell me.
Two red squares
Two red squares,
plus
large or small, yes.
plus
Large or
small.
small? Yes, very good. And then
plus one green rectangle.
large or small rectangle. Yes, okay.
Large.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. Then it will be two small red squares, like Tala said, and then one rectangle, green, and equal how many? The other side we have what, Yatala?
Uh, five small squares.
Thank you. And
Yellow
this is,
squares.
yes, and this is donated for the positive side. First, in this question, we want to we will solve the equation, and then we will represent it graphically by using algebraic tiles, right? Then, first, negative 2 plus x equal 5. Did you remember how we can solve this equation, grade 7? Did you remember how we solved this one before? We have two sides, right? And we have variable which is x. And we want to solve this equation. Then we look at the number which we have it next to this one, which is negative 2. So we will add the additive inverse. What is the additive inverse of negative 2, grade 7?
Positive 2.
No, the additive inverse of negative 2, it will be what?
Negative 2.
No, additive inverse
2. Positive
2, positive 2. Who said negative 2 at the beginning?
لسه أنا في الأول قلت positive 2.
Okay, sorry, Abdurrahman. So negative 2, the additive inverse is positive 2, right? Then we will add the additive inverse for negative 2 to both two sides. Then it will be negative 2 plus 2. And the opposite side, I have 5 plus 2. Then we can cancel negative 2 with 2 together. Then we will find that the answer, it will be equal, x equal how many? Then x equal 7. So we studied this before, how we can solve one step equation with variable and a number. And we said solve equation means that we are looking for the value for the variable, which it will make both sides are the same. Like what? If you will back to the equation again and you put x instead of x, you will put 7. Could you please check with me what is the answer? It will be negative 2 plus, replace the value of x and put instead of it what, grade 7? We put instead of it how many?
7.
7. So it will be negative 2 plus 7 equal 5. So it was correct answer. So this is how we can use mathematics or algebraic method to solve the equation. But we want to translate this one with algebraic type. So like Tala said, we are going to translate at the beginning. So I have negative 2 plus x equal positive 5. Negative 2 plus x equal positive 5. What is the first step? Did you remember? What is the first step? We add what? We add the additive inverse. Did you look at the left side here? We have the negative 2, so the additive inverse is positive 2. So we are going to add positive 2 squares, right? To both two sides. We will not add for only one side. We are going to add for both two sides. Then, once you will add positive 2 to the left side, what's going to happen? What do you not see here, grade 7? I have I have 2 red and 2 yellow. What's going to happen? Yes, what?
It will be 2 minus 2, which will be 0.
Your voice is very low. Please.
It will be 2 minus 2 equals 0.
Yes, exactly. It will be 2 minus 2 equal 0 because we have 0 pair in this case. So we will cancel 7 with, 2 minus 2, it will be 0. So the next step, we have to drop down the value of x, and we added already 2 to the opposite side. So let's count them together. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Now Any questions so far before we will move to the next part? Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, so I want everyone now to check or to try to answer this question. You have -4 plus x equal 8. Or we can say, I'm sorry, we can say 1. How we can write this number by algebraic tiles and how we can solve it. Who will answer?
Yes, I know.
Can I answer?
Please raise your hand and I will check. Huh. Anyone want to answer? Press the hand in your keyboard. Okay, Muhammad Walid, go on.
It's gonna be we will put +4
Exactly.
under 4 and 1.
Thank you so much. So we are going to add +4 under both sides, right? You mean? So here I'm
Yes.
going to put 4 and the other side I'm going also to add 4. Then now -4 plus 4, it will be how many?
0.
0, which means the next step it will
X
be.
is gonna be 5.
Thank you so much, Muhammad. Thank you. So x, it will be equal 5. Thank you. If there anyone can tell me how we can write this equation in algebraic tiles? How we can use this equation in algebraic tiles? -4, it will be what? Who can answer? Okay, Marwa, go on.
4 squares.
4 squares. Squares, it will be which color?
Red.
Red. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Right?
And 1 green rectangle.
And 1 green rectangle. Okay. So we will say plus. We are looking for green. Green rectangle.
And 1 yellow square.
And then equal. Let me write equal at the beginning. And then we have 1 square. Which color?
Yellow.
Yellow. Yes. So we will back to bring a square with yellow color. Thank you so much. What is the next step? How we can solve this question, grade 7? How we can solve the question? You have, look at the step here. We made what at the beginning? I have -4 plus 1 equal 1, right? -4 plus 1x equal 1. What is the next step we have to do to answer the question? How we can solve the equation? We added what? What is the next step here? Raise your hand if you know the answer, please, if you want to answer. We have -4, right? Let me check who want to answer. Okay, Muhammad Walid. Where is the rest of the class? Where is the rest of the class? Huh? Raise your hand if you want to answer. Ruqayya, where are you?
Here.
You can solve the question? I have now, Ruqayya, I have -4, right? Look at your left hand. When we started to answer the question, -4, we added what, Ruqayya?
+4.
+4, right? And we said +4 means 4. I'm going to come here and I will put 1, 2, 3. I can add it over it like this. So what I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Abdurrahman Sobhi, you want to continue?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. Do we have to add positive 4 to one side or in both two sides?
No, on one side.
In one side? Hmm,
السؤال.
huh? We are going to add positive 4 to one side or in both two sides?
No, on both two sides.
Both two sides, right? So I added in your left hand now 4, and I'm going to add here, I will put 1, 2, 3, and 4. So by the end, we can note that here I have 0 pair, 1 yellow and 1 red. So I'm going to cancel them together. And 1 yellow and 1 red. So we have to cancel them together. This, I will cancel those two, cancel, cancel, cancel. And that means like negative 4 plus 4, it will be equal what? It will be equal 0. So the answer now, it will be, we are going to move down. We will drop what? We will drop only one green rectangle, and it will be equal how many?
5 yellow squares.
Yes, 5 yellow squares. And 5 yellow squares means what? Positive or negative?
Positive.
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 Yes, it means positive. So we will use here 5 yellow squares. So I have this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay, understood this part? Understood this part?
Yes.
So in case if we have
Yes.
negative 4 plus x equal 1, it depends on the key which we use it at the beginning. We said that we have negative red squares, and we have red squares for negative, yellow squares for positive, green squares for positive, green rectangle for positive, and red rectangle for negative. Understood? Let me explain another example. How we can use algebraic tiles to write the equation. Here I have 3x equal negative 6. 3x equal negative 6. How we can solve this equation normally? 3x equal negative 6. How we can use it? Hello, grade 8, grade 7. 3x equal negative.
Divide.
Yes, thank you. If we want to answer this question, so we have to divide both two sides by how many?
Will be negative 2.
Thank you. You are talking about the final answer. 3x equal, yes, so x equal negative 2. But let me show you something. This is 3x. So the coefficient before x is 3. The coefficient before x is 3. So we have to divide both sides by the coefficient before x. So it will be, if it's 3x, we will divide it by 3. If it's 4x, we will divide it by 4. If it's negative, positive, any number, we will divide it by it. Then after that, we will find the value of x, which it will be equal negative 2, like Hima said. So 3x equal negative 6. We will divide it by 3 and divide it by 3. So the answer by how many? It will be equal, x equal negative 2. Now we want to answer by using algebraic tiles. We will translate. 3x, it should be a positive rectangle. Yes, Tala, you are raising your hand. Could you please explain to us, please? Tala?
sorry.